paintbrush here in the second term. It's a little over halfway through.
So can you tell me what your name is again on this camera?
Oh, sure. It's Lou Valenzola.
Okay,
And I'm from
Plymouth.
Rockland. Well, I'm in the Plymouth, Cape
Plymouth.
Cod
Okay,
Tea Party.
great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Thank you very much. Hi.
Go ahead, take my picture. I don't care.
Hey there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, great. So how does your tea party feel about this? No comment?
I like your bumper sticker.
I was thinking of selling it to the highest bidder. Raise money for the tea party.
Never happened.
You don't think so? Amen. Hi there. I'm Catch of the Day Video News.
Oh, I'm sorry, from where?
I'm Catch of the Day Video News, freelance
Oh, okay.
reporter.
Hi.
I videotape the State House. I'm independent press, and I've videotaped 500 public hearings, State House press conferences and events at our Beacon Hill. And my rep and Senator Bruce Tarr and Brad Hill have a bill H2817 to get our legislature under the public record law. We need to scream public records. That's my take. So I love your sign.
That's why they're called public records.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is the major problem. Major problem. How do you feel about...
Oh, absolutely.
I support that. And you can pick your issue. You can pick your issue.
Yeah, which one? Anyway.
You've got Benghazi Gate, you've got IRS Gate, maybe AP Gate.
Right.
You've got
I think the press problem is screaming, because I've been fighting the press problem in Boston, trying to create a press registry, a group of independent reporters that they will recognize and not try to boot them out of meetings. And it's, it's always in your face, everything. So.
Well, liberal media loves the man, and they're not ever going to do anything with them.
Well, we need to get somebody who, will defend the Constitution, legally fight him.
Oh, the Constitution! These are amazing stuff. This is a constitutional professor.
So what town are you from?
I'm from Quincy.
Quincy? And you too?
I'm from Stoneham.
Stoneham, okay. I'm from Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the
Nice
Chicago
town.
way.
Okay.
How have you been?
Hi, how are you?
Not bad. I'm afraid you can't hug me easily. I've got very. I have no. Well, it's a new hat. I'm now syndicated. Did
No,
you know?
that's awesome.
I'm on
That's
3 of the stations that Michael Graham is on, and on FTR radio
Wonderful.
these days.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
So, do you have a comment for today, seeing you down here videotaping?
Well, yeah, I talked to the people here. A smaller protest than you'd like, but only a short amount of notice for it.
Right.
The
I
people
thought it was
here.
pretty quick.
Well, yeah, you only had 36. There was only 36 hours notice.
Right.
And there's really is a question of how many people are protesting in cities like Lowell,
Right.
Springfield,
So
Pittsburgh, and Worcester, covering their own IRS offices. But the real story is that this story has legs. Every American understands the concept of the IRS going after people, so it's not a hard thing to explain to the public. Additionally, the stories that have been in the press, the media guys for the White House have done such a poor job. It will be very interesting to see what these people start saying once they're under oath. That's really the question. If I had to give people advice right now, my advice to them would be to play it slow, let the hearings happen, and see what people say under oath. Because the only thing that matters are what people say under oath.
Right.
And that's going to determine where this goes.
Everything else is hearsay.
Yeah, everything else is here. Because remember, people are criticizing Jay Carney for saying what he's saying, but he's paid to say this. Jay Carney is the White House spokesman. His job is to say what the White House tells him. What he says under oath will be much more interesting.
Right.
When people are that's what really we have to wait for. We have to wait for the subpoenas. We have to wait for the hearings, because as I wrote today on my site at thetechguiblog.com, DATECHGUIblog.com, how stupid do they think we are? In this economy, people are afraid. People unemployed are afraid. People who are graduating from college are afraid. Employers are afraid, and people with jobs are afraid. Does anybody really think that IRS employees, people with civil service jobs and pensions, are going to risk those jobs? You think the people in that building are going to risk their jobs doing something without their higher-ups telling them to do it? I don't think so. That strains credulity, and once we have people under oath, I think that's what we're going to find out. The real question is, will people talk all the way to the top, or will there be a Susan McDougal who's willing to go to jail and keep her mouth shut? That's what it comes down to.
Well, thanks a lot for your
not at
comment. I came down here. I covered the Pride event.
How did that go?